Students and teachers across the country are preparing to be back in the classroom in the fall. But what is that going to look like? What safety protocols will be taken to make sure schools don't see a spike in COVID-19 cases? Joining us is Runyon, the newly minted principal at Charleston Advancement Academy High School. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Leyla.
So congratulations on your new post. How long have you been in education?
This is my 28th year in education. I'm a familiar face here in the Charleston area, formerly the principal at West Ashland High School, and finishing up the project for the North Charleston Center for Advanced Studies and transitioning to the charter school district.
Well, that's wonderful to hear that you've now moved on to a great academy, and I want to learn more about it. It has an interesting story itself, but after 3 decades in the business, you thought you could say that you've seen it all, but then the coronavirus emerged. So can you tell us how that affected last semester and how that's going to affect the new school year coming up in the fall?
It's challenged teachers, students, parents, households alike on a lot of different levels in terms of learning to do blended learning, learning to embrace online platforms, and putting families and students in a position where they really have to be a bit more self-reliant as they've worked through their curriculum. The State Department of Education and South Carolina schools have done a remarkable job of embracing all this in a flexible manner, but we're looking forward to taking the lessons learned through the last few months and applying them in the future for fall educational opportunities for kids throughout the state, really.
Now tell us how, now if you can't be in the classroom, are you going to be able to do any of your studies remotely? And what does that mean for students who may or may not have access to the internet?
Well, in terms of Charleston Advancement Academy, we are an online school. Our educational platform is available online. So our kids' curriculum is delivered through the Edgenuity platform. The fantastic thing about this educational opportunity here at this school is that life coaches, student advocates, and content coaches, teachers, work together with students in a blended fashion now where they're meeting through Zoom meetings and Google Hangout meetings. They're supporting students' work on the Edgenuity platform in the content areas. And they're doing all this virtually while they're also looking forward to the opportunity to come back and reconnect face-to-face or through social distancing in person.
Well, tell us a little bit more about the academy itself.
The school was founded in 2018 as a school that would provide an opportunity for children who perhaps were at risk to drop out of high school in the Tri-County area. But of course, it's a state charter, so students throughout the state of South Carolina have an opportunity to enroll in this school. And it gives students a year-round setting. So children are working through their coursework, 1 to 2 courses at a time, year-round. It provides an opportunity for the teachers and the staff and the students to celebrate commencement, not just once a year, but 3 to 4 times a year as students finish at their individual pace and differentiate accordingly. It gives students a chance to work full-time, perhaps to embrace dual credit opportunities through Trident Technical College, who is a fantastic partner. And the sum total end of the day result is for a child who may have been at risk to dropping out or may be at risk to being bored and disengaged in a traditional learning environment, it provides just the right opportunities for academic success and accomplishment for each of the students who are enrolled in. At present, we've got about 450 children who are enrolled in the school, and it's doing very well.
Now, I'm curious, as far as dropouts in a normal high school setting versus being enrolled in your academy, how does that differ, and what do you do to encourage and engage those students to stay with their studies in order to create that path to a brighter future?
The very first thing is the identification of barriers and the removal of those barriers for learning to occur. So as a school, we have caseloads of very small numbers of students connected to student advocates who work diligently to maintain relationships as well as strengthen relationships with children to find out those core challenges that may be in their lives that may be impeding learning. For example, if transportation is a problem, the school has a process for transportation. If a full-time work schedule is needed, the school has a flexible process to engage children while they are working full-time. And secondly, the educational experts, the content teachers, are very, very adept at serving students through a blended learning format and delivering South Carolina standards-based instruction through Edgenuity to help students really put themselves in the best position to accomplish high school graduation. The other interesting aspect is this is a school that has embraced students who wish to accelerate, as well as students who have been at risk to dropping out. So there are students out there and families who want to move through a full year cycle, which is non-traditional locally.
Well, Lee, we only have a few seconds left,
right.
but I just want to interrupt here and ask you any advice, any last bits of advice that you can give parents for virtual learning as we prepare for the fall?
Yeah, try to maintain a structure at home, a study time that's consistent. Try to ideally set up an area of your house where kids know that is the educational schoolhouse internal to the home, and make sure that you have technology that is able to function and connect your child to the best learning opportunities that exist.
And anybody who wants to enroll their student, what's the process? Where do they go?
They can go to the Charleston Advancement Academy website online and register, and we'll be happy to have you and look forward to supporting your needs in the future.
That's great, Lee. Thank you so much. We're going to have that information up on our social media platforms, and good luck to all those students coming up in the fall semester. Sounds exciting.
Thanks a lot, Leyla.
We'll be back after this.